All right, what's up, guys? Sorry for being late. I was having lunch. I totally forgot about this live stream. So I had a live stream this morning, and now I'm having a live stream again. So I'm guessing we'll do an update on whatever I talked about uh, earlier today. Check this out. What's this? So I was all right. So we had this weird thing trending this morning. And I asked, like, what is this, right? So I had to Google. Like, don't Google that. Like, don't do that. But there's actually a token. There's tokens for everything in crypto. People are weird. Anyway, we're not going to be analyzing this. However, we are going to take a look at something else, which is probably Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. All right, guys. Hope you guys are having a great Monday. No, it's Tuesday. Wow, the stream is actually called Tuesday as well. I am so confused. So I've been spending the last hour recording a video on a pretty interesting product I've been looking at. It's called Serenity Shield. If you don't know about it, it's a crypto product. It's a pretty cool thing. Recorded the video on it. They have like a way to basically store your private keys in crypto, if in plans on if they could last. So probably gonna have that video up in later this week. So looking forward to having that up. And I do actually like doing the like reviewing crypto products, not reviewing, but looking at them and making a video on the stuff that I find and actually like, especially now with the new camera. It's pretty cool. Right, so all right, let's do this. All right, Troll dump. Here we go. UK 100 still having the long signal. It's not like the long signal is gonna disappear or anything. We had a short signal on GBP NCD, and yeah, I quite like that one. It's also posted as a setup in the community. I'm not going to be showing all the setups I'm showing. I'm not going to show all the setups that I'm posting in the community, obviously, but it's there. And surprise, all right, it's up here. So up here in the upper part of the screen, it says the RLZ Trading Room is live, and that's exactly what it is. It's live. So if you're interested in getting to know the community, you can check out the link in the description below. There's a form you can fill out if you want access to the RLZ Trading Room. FTT token can make crypto markets more bearish. I haven't really put a lot of time and effort into trying to figure out what the hell is going on with FTT, with FTX and Binance. But let's take a look at the prices here. Let's take a look at what actually happened. What's actually happening? Wow. Holy shit. Well, you're asking me if the FTT token can make the crypto markets more bearish. Well, it's pretty goddamn bearish, yeah. And this is a problem, definitely a problem. What's going on with BNB? Well, yeah, BNB looks pretty much better. So right now, BNB is winning. BNB is winning. Whatever's going on, they're winning. I don't know what's happening. But on the other hand, like, Bitcoin is pretty much dying as well. So who cares, right? Do I think that well, of course, like, it's Binance is the biggest crypto exchange, right? I do believe that Binance is the biggest crypto exchange, and FTT is quite big as well. And Sam has major, huge influence in the crypto industry. So of course, when they two, get together, doing whatever they're doing, it's most likely going to affect the markets, right? It's the biggest player, like some of the biggest players in crypto. Of course, it has the potential to move the markets and affect the markets. Do I think that crypto will just continue to tank if we enter a risk-on scenario? No, I don't think so. Like, people are not bullish or bearish on Bitcoin, depending on what CC or Sam does, right? They're not that important to the underlying fundamental technology of Bitcoin and blockchain. They're big players, yes, but do they have the power to change the fundamental narrative of Bitcoin as the future of money? I don't think so. Short term, yes, yes. Let's look at Sol, because we're talking about Sol. Well, yeah. Well, thank you for bringing this shot up. I kind of looked at this and I remember I think I actually have a bag of Sol because I had started accumulating Sol here in this range right here. I'm happy happy I have it broken down, but I started accumulating like a small bag of Sol here because it did look like a very good accumulation range for that move higher. Now, it is what it is. That bag is going to be very heavy if we break the range low right here. Yeah, that's a good point. It really does, bring up a very important thing here, which is the security in crypto and what happens with your funds and stuff like that when it's on your exchange. You shouldn't have more funds than necessary on a crypto exchange anyway. You should have everything you have on a ledger and only trade with stuff that you have on your exchange, of course. And that's also a good reason to use leverage, right? So using leverage trading and margin trading, a lot of people see leverage trading as something dangerous, or they see it's as something where you can make more money, right? But actually, it's a great risk management tool, right? To be able to have less money on the exchange, but trade with the same money as you have in your ledger. By upping the leverage, you also up the amount of money that you're trading with, basically. Of course, you have to be careful with the risk and everything, but as long as you risk 1% per trade and put in a stop loss on all your trades, it shouldn't matter, man. It shouldn't matter. Unless you trade with 70 or 100x leverage, you're going to get stopped out quite quickly. Right, so one short setup that I'm currently watching is GBP and CD, and let me kind of go through why I like this. So first of all, it's can look at the daily. We can see that the price is below the daily moving averages. We kind of have a strong move here to downside, right? And this is definitely it's breaking this whole market structure. It's breaking this whole range right here. And a strong move to the downside. Yes, the best case scenario is you go down here and retest the range lows. That obviously didn't happen, but this move right here tells us that there's definitely weakness in this chart with the breakdown of this range right here. And we're now getting a nice rejection on the 4-hour 20 EMA confluent with the short RLZ right here. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. And the idea of this trade is we're not in this trade. I've just alerted the members of the community that I'm putting in short orders on the possible retest of the 50% fib. And this is something I do a lot in trading, is I try to get the best possible entry on a trade like this. If I enter at market, right? So to check this out, the average R of this trade right now would be 2.6, which is good, right? If I enter at market right here, I would want to have a similar risk to reward, and to get 2.6, I would have to put my stop loss right here. Now it kind of makes sense. That stop loss kind of makes sense, but look at the difference between the entry here and the stop loss to this one. Basically, what this entry and that stop loss gives me is the same risk to reward, but much wider stop loss. So the wider stop loss also gives me the ability to perhaps exit the trade if we get something like this, right? If we start bouncing here, you reclaim that support right here and we bounce here. So I'm able to exit this trade if that happens, and I will not lose 1 R. I will lose around half an R if I exit here. But if I enter right here with that stop loss, I am going to get stopped out before that happens. And also I might get stopped out and then price does this, right? So it's great to have that wide stop loss to actually have some confirmation of invalidation. So a lot of times you say that stop loss should be put where your trade is invalidated, but do you really know when your trade is invalidated? So let's take an example. Is your trade invalidated just because price moves up here? No, no, it's not, right? It's not validated because it's just the same structure, right? But your trade is most likely going to be invalidated if it moves like this, right? Then it's definitely going to be invalidated because now you have a local uptrend and you're in a short in a local uptrend, so you got to exit that one. And you have the ability to exit this trade at lower than a 1 hour loss. But with the stop loss right here, a tight stop loss, you're just going to get stopped out and you're going to lose 1 hour no matter if it gets invalidated or not. So that's why I always like to wait to get a better entry. And also, what happens a lot is when the trade gets confirmed on above or below the, depending on if you go short or long, on the 0.5% fib, it usually gets retested, right? So you can clearly see here that there's a swing high here. There's a nice confirmation of a swing point on the 4 hour, and it breaks below the 50. Now, if you go down to the 1 hour, it looks like there's definitely some sort of, some sort of support area here, or resistance support area right here, and that level is being used as support, and then it's breaking down right here. Now I'm hoping that it's going to get retested, and I will hopefully get filled on that retest. It might not happen. And also note that the TP1 is right above the weekly open, so I'm using the weekly open here as a trade management tool. Now if I would not have the weekly open on my chart, I would have the TP1 down here, and I would be surprised when price comes down here and starts moving higher after hitting the weekly open, and I've missed out on a small profit on this trade. And that's actually why I've added the weekly open to my charts, because the weekly and monthly open, they're usually acting as very good support and resistance area, especially when it's the first retest. And you can see right here that the Monday candle opened here, and now we're coming down for the first retest of the weekly open, and that usually bounces. And yeah, it's this happens a lot. If you're trading my strategy and my system, you're going to miss out on a lot of trades, right? That's just the nature of it, because we're trying to get the best possible entry with a wide stop loss, so we can manage that trade and get out of a losing trade in time. But because of the fact that you're basing everything on waiting and being patient, it's obviously going to take a while for you to be able to not every trade is going to retest to 50. Not every trade is going to retest that best possible entry area. So it's of course it makes sense. I'm kidding. It makes sense though. So that's what I'm watching on GBP and CD. We are having when is the 4-hour candle close? In 1 hour and 11 minutes. Right. And the next one is Euro NCD. I'm liking Euro NCD here, but I'm already in a short on GBP NCD. So if the GBP NCD trade gets filled, I'm probably not going to take the trade on Euro NCD. But and the weekly open is in a weird area. So I think in the next couple of days we might want to see something perhaps something like this on Euro NCD. And if you put the fibs on, you'll know why I had that low. So you might see a move down here and then a retest of the weekly open. And I would love for that weekly open to be confident with the 50 or the 618. Depends on how low that push to downside goes. So imagine that GBP and CD. By the way, look at this. This was actually an alert, right? So you can go here. You can see GBP. Oh, it should be an alert. Was it? Yeah, GBP and CD right here. That was an alert in the channel, and that's actually what alerted me to take this trade. So it's a beautiful thing to have that market scanner to be able to just. I don't really have to do much market scanning. I'm just waiting for the alerts to come in, and I'm going to get an alert. I take a decision if I want to take that trade or not, and just it's a cool thing to have. Yeah, I mean, to learn to be patient, that's definitely it takes. I guess it takes patience to learn patience. It takes a long time. It's more of I think it's. I don't think patience is it's not a personality trait. I mean, some people have easier, some people have a harder time learning it. But I believe it's more about habits and routines. You have to create positive habits and routines around your trading that makes it easy. I mean, I don't have to be patient because I'm following my system, and built into that system is certain things I follow that basically forces me to be patient. Like with this trade right here, if even if I'm watching that candle and I want to short that breakdown, imagine if I'm watching this candle right here and it's trading down here. Even if I'm watching that candle, I know that I have to wait for the close of that candle before I take the trade. So you have to wait for the candle closes, and then if you see price closing here, you might say it's too close to the 50% fib, so you want to wait for that rounded retest on the 1 hour. So you obviously need a couple of 1 hour candles for that to happen. And today I don't really know how to trade any other way, so I've kind of incorporated patience into the system, which now I don't really have to try to be patient. I just am patient. By the way, guys, if you're not on PrimeXBT, you should definitely check out the link in the description below where you can sign up to PrimeXBT using that link, and you can also use the code LIBS42 to get up to 7k deposit bonus, as well as LIBS25 off to get a 25% discount on your fees. So it's all in the description below. And also on Friday, I'm sending out another free newsletter. So if you're interested in signing up for a completely free newsletter, it's going to be free forever. You should sign up to that newsletter. Maybe we're going to be having, I'm not going to say anything, but sign up to that newsletter. It's in the link in the description below. Let's look at one. I think, you know, days like this, like I said in the live stream this morning, I think it's crypto is not interesting me that much today, because Bitcoin is just, you had that move, you need to wait for price action to kind of develop, and you need to let the market kind of digest the moves that have happened here. We want to look at the economic news calendar to see what's up today and tomorrow. Today we have basically nothing. I don't think that's going to be a very important event for the New Zealand dollar. If we don't get filled until this evening, we might have our fill on GBP NCD during that news event. I really hope we get filled on this one. This looks like a solid short. Let's hope this does not get away from us here. By the way, guys, are you guys watching anything? Let me know in the comments if you have any shots you're watching, any altcoin setups or whatever you might want to share. So we have the midterm election. When is that actually going on? I believe it's happening right now. Man. Do we think this is gonna have like a market effect on the market? I have no clue about this, honestly. I have not gone into this at all. But it seems like it's today, right? Should be today. Whatever. Who cares? Well, we probably care a lot. Most people probably care. Right. So tomorrow, also not much going on tomorrow. When is the next major event? Yes, that is on November 10th, which is in 2 days. Right. So on Thursday, we have core inflation rate. Now that is obviously very, very important. The CPI. So it's forecasted that it's gonna come in lower. So it's forecasted that we might see signs of inflation peaking, and if that is the case, we're going to see risk assets rally most likely. And if it comes in, probably if it comes in at the same number, we're going to see risk on. If it comes in lower than expected, it's going to be very strong bullish moves. If it's higher than expected, we're going to see very strong bearish moves. Whatever number that is here, we're going to have a lot of lots of volatility around this event. So I'm probably going to do a live stream at this time on the 10th to cover this live, and not to cover the numbers and the fundamentals of it all, but to cover price action based on the idea, based on the news. So let's actually go through. God damn it! It's moving lower. It is moving lower. Well, it's if this one dumps without getting us filled, it's going to be very frustrating, honestly, because last week was a losing week, and a lot of trades like this one has got away, right? So a lot of trades now. We did get the short signal. You could have just market that candle close, but it did not feel right. It did not feel right with that 1 hour candle. I did not like that. But it is what it can still get the run and retest. But it's frustrating because a lot of the trades last week, a lot of the trades that I didn't take last week worked out great, and they moved according to, like, everything worked out great. The analysis was good, but the execution was slightly off. And I know that this is just part of trading, this is just part of the system, but it's still very frustrating when these things happen. All right, so let's go through the altcoins here, see what happens here. I do think that but Ant actually looks pretty interesting. Algo, I don't know. Yeah, I think, I mean, it's not a bad idea. I just think for me it's just too late. I mean, there is some altcoins that looks somewhat of interesting, but what I would love to see on Bitcoin would be for this to, like, for us to bounce here. You can see that we have a low time frame level right here. Well, I guess it's not low time frame, but it's a level here, and we hit that level perfectly. Now if we add fibs here as well, we also hit the reload zone. So it looks, I mean, it's a probable area for Bitcoin to bounce, right? It's a rather probable area for Bitcoin to bounce at. So what I would love to see happen is for Bitcoin to put in the bottom here, a local bottom, and then continue moving higher, and that move would be part of this that last leg of the double bottom and the W that's visible. If you zoom out, you kind of have this structure right here. And I would love for that to kind of reclaim range so you can move higher. That would be absolutely beautiful. Would be incredibly bullish for Bitcoin, but we need to have a risk on catalyst. Now, looking towards the CPI, that might be it. Like, the CPI numbers might act as a huge catalyst for a move higher. If the numbers comes in lower than expected, that would be absolutely insane if that happens. So I actually had to run and pick up my son at daycare again. Apparently I have to do that. I can't just leave him there. You have to also come back and pick them up. which the people at daycare been very kind to explain to me that's something that I need to do. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But I'm a Bitcoin trader. So I get there whenever I want, And they don't like that. Right, so yes, Link is interesting. Link is definitely interesting. I'm just adding trend lines. I don't know what I'm doing. So it's a trend, right? It's a trend. Higher highs, higher lows. It did bounce inside the reload zone. There's some definite strength here. Like, I don't know, like there's some very obvious strength right here. Maybe we have a high here, and you can see on the higher time frames, we could be adding a level here. So that would be a strong resistance area. So I don't want to be like, I don't want to trade. I don't want to enter link here, but if we can continue this trend, like maybe this, and continue higher, and then retest that level, I think that would be a beautiful trade, because we then break above this major daily resistance. I don't think that's going to happen. However, if it does happen, the next level, major level, would be that one right there. And we're talking about a 50% move on link if that happens. Now, I don't think this is going to happen. There's no reason for me to think that this will happen, considering the underlying macro right now. But if it does happen, if link does break above here and can reclaim that area, that would be massively bullish for link. So I'm just going to add a alert right here, and it's going to be called breakout. So be alerted whenever link breaks out here. Do we have link in here? Yes, I have it right here. That's link USDT though. Now I have to add link the perp as well. That's the wrong one. Which link did I have last? Link on Binance. God damn it! All right, so they're all here. I had 3 links in this now. All right, guys, I gotta run. So I was just planning a 30-minute quick update here on the markets, and basically what I'm looking at is I'm still watching. Ooh, nice CAD CHF. This looks beautiful. So in about 1 hour, we'll get a long signal on CAD CHF. Might actually take this trade because this looks really good. I have to do some more analysis here, but CAD CHF looks very good. This is something we've been watching. GBP NCD have orders for that one, and NCD JPY still watching that one. NCD CAD something. US 100 not sure. Japan index. Well, these are still the ones I'm interested in. Let's look at Matic. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Matic. But looking at the daily, I think we should see a move lower to like this level here. I think that kind of makes sense to see a move lower. Yeah, I think there's too much strength here for me to long Matic. I think it kind of needs to cool down, and now it's also in what looks to be some sort of range, right? So I think we kind of need to let price action calm down here. I'm not interested in either longing. I don't want to short this because it's a strong move, but I don't want to long it because it's also it's a strong move, if that makes sense. All right, guys, thanks for watching, everyone, and I will go live tomorrow as well with Dirk Hartig from PrimeXBT Academy. Don't miss out on that one. Dirk is a market veteran. He's been in the market for over 25 years, and if you have any questions, that's the live stream you want to go to and ask questions, because this guy is a true professional. He's been trading on trading floors. He've witnessed the transition from trading on the trading floor to digital electronic trading, which is a pretty cool thing to have experience. So if you have any questions about trading, join tomorrow at 9 a.m. in the morning and ask whatever questions you have. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.